All right, so I want to bring to your attention another useful tool in Photoshop. It's called blending modes. All right. And the idea with a blending mode is that it allows you to apply an element into your art and blend it with a layer underneath. So I'm going to do two different exercises with blending modes. And once again, the images that I'm using will be provided to you. So I've got two images open here. And I'm going to take this image of the bottles and I'm going to copy and paste it into the canvas with the paintbrush. So I'm going to click on the canvas with the bottles. I'm going to go up and do a select all. So it's going to capture everything inside that canvas. Then I can go to edit and choose copy. Then I'll click on the other canvas and choose edit and paste. Now I'm going to hit Control plus or Command plus to zoom up a little bit. And let's move the navigator. Let's close the navigator. Let's move the layers over here to the right. So we've already looked at some methods for blending these two layers together. One is I could make a selection and like knock the background out, or I could grab the opacity slider and slide that opacity slider down. And then I'm looking through one layer into the other. What I want to bring to your attention now is something called a blending mode. So if you look up here on your layers, you'll see that it says normal, okay? And this is where I adjust the blending mode for this particular layer. And what the blending mode will do is allow me to see different parts of the top layer blended into the next layer down. So a description of the blending mode would be the blending mode specified in the options bar controls how pixels in the image are affected by a painting or editing tool. Think in terms of the following colors when visualizing a blending mode's effect. The base color is the original color in the image. The blend color is the color being applied with the painting or editing tool, and the result color is the color result from the blend. So I'm going to go up and I'm going to click there and I'm going to go down to dissolve. And as you can see, it is not much of an effect. Let's go down to the next one, darken. Okay. So if I look here, darken, looks at the color information in each channel and selects the base or blend color, whichever is darker, as the result color. Pixels lighter than the blend color are replaced, and pixels darker than the blend color do not change. All right, we looked at dissolve. Edits or paints each pixel to make it the result color. However, the result color is a random replacement of the pixels with the base color or the blend color depending upon the opacity at any pixel location. Let's continue. Multiply. Looks at the color information in each channel and multiplies the base color by the blend color. The result color is always a darker color. Multiplying any color with black produces black. Multiplying any color with white leaves the color unchanged. When you're painting with a color other than white or black, successive strokes with a painting tool produce progressively darker colors. The effect is similar to drawing on the image with multiple marking pens. Color burn. Looks at the colors information in each channel and darkens the color base to reflect the blend color by increasing the contrast between the two. Blending with white produces no change. Linear burn. Looks at the color information in each channel and darkens the base color to reflect the blend color by decreasing the brightness. Blending with white produces no change. Let's continue. Darker color. Where is darker color? Looks like they've skipped that one. Let's move on. Lighten. And you can see what's happening, right? Let's go down to Lighten looks at the color information in each channel and selects the base or blend color, whichever is lighter as the result color. Pixels darker than the blend color are replaced, and pixels lighter than the blend color do not change. Screen looks at each channel's color information and multiplies the inverse of the blend and base colors. The result color is always a lighter color. Screening with black leaves the color unchanged. Screening with white produces white. The effect is similar to projecting multiple photographic slides on top of each other. Color dodge looks at the color information in each channel and brightens the base color to reflect the blend color by decreasing contrast between the two. Blending with black produces no change. Linear dodge looks at the color information in each channel and brightens the base color to reflect the blend color by increasing the brightness. Blending with black produces no change. Lighter color they put them in different, they kind of threw them around differently here. Lighter color compares the total of all channel values for the blend and base color and displays the higher value color. Lighter color does not produce a third color, which can result from the lightened blend because it chooses the highest channel values from both the base and blend color to create the result color. Overlay. Let's see, do I have a description of that? There we go. Multipliers or screens the colors depending on the base color. Patterns or colors overlay the existing pixels while preserving the highlights and shadows of the base color. The base color is not replaced, but mixed with the blend color to reflect the lightness or darkness of the original color. You'll see that they're organized into categories as well. Soft light, soft light darkens or lightens the colors depending on the blend color. The effect is similar to shining a diffuse spotlight on the image. If the blend color light source is lighter than 50% gray, the image is lightened as if it were dodged. If the blend color is darker than 50% gray, the image is darkened as if it were burned in. Painting with pure black or pure white produces a distinctly darker or lighter area, but does not result in pure black or white. Hard light. Multipliers or screens the colors depending on the blend color. The effect is similar to shining a harsh spotlight on the image. If the blend color light source is lighter than 50% gray, the image is lightened as if it were screened. This is useful for adding highlights to an image. If the blend color is darker than 50% gray, the image is darkened as if it were multiplied. This is useful for adding shadows to an image. Painting with pure black or pure white results in pure black or pure white. Vivid light. Burns or dodges the colors by increasing or decreasing the contrast depending on the blend color. If the blend color light source is lighter than 50% gray, the image is lightened by decreasing the contrast. If the blend color is darker than 50% gray, the image is darkened by increasing the contrast. Linear light. Burns or dodges the colors by decreasing or increasing the brightness depending on the blend color. If the blend color light source is lighter than 50% gray, the image is lightened by increasing the brightness. If the blend color is darker than 50% gray, the image is darkened by decreasing the brightness. Pin light. Replaces the colors depending on the blend color. If the blend color light source is lighter than 50% gray, pixels darker than the blend color are replaced, and pixels lighter than the blend color do not change. If the blend color is darker than 50% gray, pixels lighter than the blend color are replaced, and pixels darker than the blend color do not change. This is useful for adding special effects to an image. hard mix. Adds the red, green, and blue channel values of the blend color to the RGB values of the base color. If the resulting sum for a channel is 255 or greater, it receives a value of 255. If less than 255, a value of 0. Therefore, all blended pixels have red, green, and blue channel values of either 0 or 255. This changes all pixels to primary additive colors, red, green, or blue, white, or black. Difference. Difference looks at the information, the color information in each channel, and subtracts either the blend color from the base color or the base color from the blend color, depending on which has the greatest brightness value. Blending with white inverts the base color values. Blending with black produces no change. Exclusion. Creates an effect similar to, but lower in contrast than the difference mode. Blending with white inverts the base color values. Blending with black produces no change. Subtract. Looks at the color information in each channel and subtracts the blend color from the base color. In 8 and 16-bit images, any resulting negative values are clipped to 0. Divide. Looks at the color information in each channel and divides the blend color from the base color. Hue. Hue creates a result color with the luminance and saturation of the base color and the hue of the blend color. Saturation. Creates a result color with the luminance and hue of the base color and the saturation of the blend color. Painting with this mode in an area with no saturation, gray causes no change. Color. Creates a result color with the luminance of the base color and the hue and saturation of the blend color. This preserves the gray levels in the image and is useful for coloring monochrome images and for tinting color images. Luminosity. Results. Creates a result color with hue and saturation of the base color and the luminance of the blend color. This mode creates the inverse effect of color mode. All right, let's look at one more exercise with this. I'm going to go back to the picture of the bottles, and I'm going to do another application of a blending mode. And this time I'm just going to apply a flat color. And I'm going to come down here to the little half circle here. Well, it's a full circle, it's half filled. And in here, I can apply a layer. And when I apply a layer, I can apply things like an adjustment layer, or in this case, I can do a solid color gradient or a pattern. And I'm going to do a solid color. So I'm going to click right there. I'm going to choose a solid color. I'm going to leave it with this blue color and click OK. So I've filled the top area with blue. And I've got my bottles underneath, and I'm going to use a blending mode to blend that blue color on the top down into the image. And I'm not going to read through it every time, but I'm just going to click. So there's dissolve, there's darken, there's multiply, color burn, linear burn, darker color, lighten, screen, color dodge, linear dodge, lighter color, overlay, soft light, hard light, vivid light, linear light, pin light, hard mix, difference, exclusion, subtract, divide, hue, saturation, color, and luminosity. So oftentimes you can use a blend mode by itself, or it may be part of a formula like a recipe, like in a cookbook, where I use a number of different types of edits, and then I use a blending mode to accent a certain part of my image. So what we did here was we looked at blending modes by themselves, and we looked at two ways to apply blending modes. One with an image being blended down into the next image, and then we also looked at using a flat color. I could have used a gradient, I could have made it more sophisticated, but I used a flat color and blended that down into this image so that you could see the effects of a blending mode. So that is an option that you have available to you anytime when you're editing and creating in Photoshop.